I know this must seem like boring silliness. Everybody get down. Everybody dance. Get up. Get up. That little gay talk show. 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 Welcome to a fresh, brand new #foolish episode of That Little Gay Talk Show. I'm your host, Joel Tatum. I am broadcasting live on Facebook Live. I'm also broadcasting on the Growler app. They are doing live stream now. Let me show you what that looks like. If anybody on Growler is watching this, if you cannot hear me, please let me know, because I don't know why I'm not getting. I might have to unpair my phone from my Rodecaster, which might be the reason why they're not getting volume. I'm broadcasting live from Houston, I'm not broadcasting live from Houston, Texas. Why do I keep saying that? You're not going to hear this podcast until at least 6:30, but I am broadcasting live stream from Houston, Texas. So I'm going to fix one little thing. So I think I know what's going on with Growler. And for those of you in Facebook land who don't know what Growler is a gay dating app. And I put quotations dating because I don't think hookup is, I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not appropriate. But, I'm trying to, make it seem a bit more classier. I mean, it's not Match.com. Let me get that straight right now. Growler is not Match.com. It's more Grinder than anything. It's kind of in the middle. I mean, I've met some interesting people on Growler, and not just for, play. I've met some interesting people. So I'm going to take a second, and only a second, to see, because I think I know what's going on with the Growler app. They're not able to hear me for some reason. So I'm going to disable my Bluetooth, because I don't really need it anyway for the show. So let me do that for a second. I'm going to disable. We're going to talk a lot of stuff today, besides Corona, because, that's what's going on. Okay. So we've unpaired it. Okay. So I'm hoping that you can hear. So anyone, hi, on Growler, anyone, if you are if you're on Growler and you cannot hear me, please let me know. I think you should be able to hear me now. So if you can't hear me, please let me know. I'm going to keep going with the show. Welcome. We're going to talk coronavirus. We're going to talk some of the things that I have been watching on television. A lot of gay themed stuff I've been watching. I'm going to say this, and I think most men in the gay community, and probably a few lesbians as well, will say this. I've watched some documentaries that were fantastic. I mean, that were just some amazing, fun, informative documentaries on Amazon Prime, on Netflix. So I would suggest that you watch a few of those on those networks, as well as Hulu. I think Hulu has maybe one or two that I've watched. But when it comes to gay movies, oh my God, gay movies. I don't even know where to begin when it comes to gay movies. I really just don't know where to begin. I mean, gay movies are, two of the most amazing gay movies that I've ever watched, which I'm sure people are going to make fun of, and I don't really care. Just to let you know, on Facebook Live, I may not be able to see. I am not sitting at the desk. I'm sitting at the table, at the podcasting table. So I'm not able to see if you're commenting, who's on right now or what have you. I'm trying to work out the thing with Growler. So for now, if you have any comments or anything else, I'll pick them up later. And, I'll get some shout outs and that kind of stuff later on. But like I said, gay movies, oh my God, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to those. Because they are so just the level of awfulness when it comes to gay movies is just, oh my God, I'm just blown away at how awful some of these movies are. And I realize that as a subgenre of movies, you never think that, you're not going to go, oh my God, they're all Oscar worthy films. I mean, you're going to have a few bad movies, but when almost all of them are bad, I mean, literally almost all of. Now, I will say this before we get into the other discussions. I will say this. I think I might have maybe felt the need to burn my eyes out. I actually watched some of these movies completely sober and wish I hadn't been sober when I watched some of these movies. And a couple of these movies, I just got 20 minutes into, a movie is so bad that 20 minutes into it, you're going, you know what? No, I can't do this. I can't. If I will literally pull my hair out if I have to watch any more of this. One movie in particular was so bad, so bad. It was just awful. But we'll talk about that in a little while. Let's do some coronavirus updates, and it's pretty fair to say that the state of Texas has opened some restaurants and places and this and that, and they're doing 25% capacity, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's been a little wild out there in quarantine land. It really has been wild. We have people shooting each other over masks. And I'm not talking about shooting each other, fighting over getting masks. I'm talking about shooting each other because someone said, hey, in Michigan, security guard said, hey, you need to wear a mask before you come in, get shot and killed. An employee at a restaurant, I can't remember, I need to write that down. I had this, it was on the tip of my tongue. It'll come back to me later. We have a employee at a restaurant who was attacked by one of the guests because she was wearing a mask. What is wrong with you people and masks? I don't get it. And now we have a restaurant in Dallas, a restaurant group in Dallas that literally told their employees, don't wear a mask to work or go home. And shit's getting weird. Shit has gotten weird since all these people have been running out protesting and everything else. Shit has gotten weird when it comes to masks and people and talking about their personal liberties and freedoms and all this other stuff. I'd like the freedom of not getting sick. That's what I'd like the freedom of not getting sick, and not putting your hands on me would be another freedom I'd like to express as well. I don't think that just because I choose to wear a mask, you feel the need to put your hands on me because I choose to wear a mask. I don't know what's going on with people. I don't know where their head's at and what we're doing when it comes to this. I realize that people are feeling a little, human beings are social animals. So asking social animals to stay in their homes might be a little, it's a little frustrating, and I get it, and it's a little hard to do. And I have to admit that there are times there, like I said, and I've said this on past episodes, where it can be kind of lonely. But when it comes to taking care of each other, I don't understand why that would be a problem. So we got all these people out here just losing their minds over ridiculous shit. And when you start to lose faith in humanity, and then you realize that it's not really humanity. What is it with? I don't feel like this is happening across the. I don't feel like this is happening that much across the planet. I know that in certain places, we talked about this last week. In certain places where they're using this as an excuse to round up people of the LGBTQIA community. I'm going to mention Uganda again. I'm going to mention Uganda a lot. I feel like I'm going to just mention African countries a lot, simply because I am black. I do feel for sexual minorities in these countries. Not and all rounding them up all because they're just different from you. And, you know, that really bites ass right there. So I wish I had more commentary on that. I really didn't focus that much on that this week because I wanted to kind of lighten the show up a little bit. Like I said, I'm trying to broadcast live on Growler, but I don't know. I had some issues with sound earlier, so I'm hoping that people on Growler can hear me as well. So once again, if you are on Growler, it's That Little Gay Talk Show live from Houston, Texas. So let's all have fun and let's all do this. So let me. I want to know your thoughts, and I want some ideas on what to talk about. You know, doing the show by myself like I said, has been a little rough, and I realize that the tone of the show might have changed a little bit since it's just me for right now. Used to having people sitting across the table from me and this and that. So I'm trying to get used to the idea of doing the show by myself. And it's a little frustrating, and it can be a little scary, and I could be a little bit nervous doing this show on my own, because it's like, what do I talk about this week? What ideas do I have that people would be interested enough to want to listen? So, you know, I'm trying to, keep it going with all of that stuff. So I am going to be, like I said, I'm going to be partnering up with a new sponsor here for the show, and we're going to be doing some new exciting things. I'm also going to be helping to produce some other shows as well for other people. So that's going to be an exciting development that's going to happen when all this stuff is slowing down, hopefully. The last report that I've read basically said it might be 2 years. 2 years, not in quarantine now. I mean, I don't think that's reasonable to say. But 2 years before this virus is under control enough where we can go back to normal life. And I'm going to put this out here, and I'm glad that I've decided to change it over from my, I was doing it on the That Little Gay Talk Show Facebook page. I was going to do the live thing there, but I feel like this is a little bit more important. So I moved it over to my regular page where I have a few more followers on that page. And I will say this to everyone in service industries, everyone who is waiters and bartenders, if you're working in food service, I think this is an important message for you. It's going to be 2 years before we're back to normal. It's going to take restaurants a long time. Right now, we're at 25% capacity at most restaurants. The restaurant that I work for has 7 locations. Only 3 of their locations are up. So if for those of us who work in, for this particular restaurant, we can volunteer the work. From what I heard, we can volunteer the work if we want to. But the locations that some of us work at are still not open because they're still trying to figure out how to make this work and still try to run a business. So I understand why they chose to take the slow approach, and I think it's probably the smartest approach that I've seen thus far. And I really have to applaud the restaurant for doing a great job of starting little by little and trying to adjust and get everything together. And because It's a new thing for a lot of restaurant owners. Some restaurants have lost their minds. One restaurant group in Dallas has literally told their employees, don't wear masks or don't come to work. So, it's kind of crazy out there in restaurant land. I'm going to go off the rails here and tell everyone who is in the restaurant business, you need to start thinking about developing other skills. I think this is the most important time now for you to think about that you need to develop other skills. It's important now because I don't know how long traditional restaurants are going to last after this. I really don't know. And I think that in the next, and there will be, when all this is said and done, there will probably be a new economy that rolls out of this. And a lot of jobs get thrown out. A lot of jobs become obsolete when a new economy evolves. And I think that a lot of us, so I want to, before I get further in the discussion, I'm going to call out because once again, I'm also on Growler as well. So I'm testing out the Growler thing. If anyone on Growler, I'm going to stay safe, or anybody out there, please make sure that you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I need to know, because then I need to figure out what the issue is. So anybody out there, stay safe. SA, Rod Mojo, Major. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. And as you can see, I'm also live streaming here on Growler as well. So, Rare, anybody, if you can hear me, let me know. If you cannot, if you can't hear me, I mean, what's the point? I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous. I just now thought about that, and I'm like, wait, what if they can't hear me? So I'm just going to, hope that they can hear me, but I can always do a rebroadcast if they can't. So it's not a big issue. I'm still recording the show, so I can always do a rebroadcast for them in case it's not working. They're in beta, so they're still working out issues. And so we'll get back to them another time. I'm going to let it run though, so that people can start recognizing and seeing my face. But hopefully I should start to get some sound here and really like I said, just making sure that the volume is all the way up on my phone. And that is that. So yeah, so we got some stuff going on. So like I said, I implore you to get new skills, because I think you're going to need it. I think we're going to need it. If you can find a school online, please do so. Find a new skill. I think it's very important. I think bartenders will probably be around for a while. I don't think bartenders really have to worry too much. But even then, I would bone up on some other skills, because I think you're going to need it. I think when a new economy rolls around, and a new economy will roll around after all of this is happening, I would suggest that you update your skills, or get new skills, or re-enroll in school if you can, because like I said, I think our industry, and I'm trying to be as optimistic as I possibly can, but I think our industry, after all of this, will probably be done. I don't think restaurants will want to take these kind of chances anymore. I think for a lot of restaurants, and it is slowly starting to happen, whether we like it or not, I think a lot of restaurants are going to go to self-serve, are going to go to counter service. They are going to do this. It is probably going to happen after all this. You'll probably see fewer. And Houston, Texas is blessed with having more restaurants. I mean, you can't walk 2 blocks without running into a restaurant in Houston. I mean, we have restaurants of all types, all kinds. We're a super diverse city, which I love, love, love how diverse this city is. The diversity in this city is amazing. So we have all types of places to eat, and we're Texas. We love to eat. If there's one state in the entire union that loves to eat, it's Texas, and Houstonians are no exception. We love to eat. So it might be a little while before that wave hits us, but I think that it's important for waiters. You need to get new skills, and I'm 52 years old. And I am having to learn a new skill. I am taking classes online because I now realize that this may not last for too much longer. I cannot rely on this for too much longer. So especially you younger kids who are working in this, you need to get a new skill, and you need to start right now. Take that stimulus check, take whatever unemployment that you're getting, pay your bills, put some money to the side, look at schools online. You need to get new skills because, like I said, I think our industry, after this whole thing is over with, I honestly do believe that we are going to become dinosaurs very, very soon. So I really can't emphasize that enough. And I'm starting to see, as much as I read on the internet and everything else, and restaurants are a business, and they're going to do whatever they need to do to stay afloat, and they're going to do whatever they need to do to serve the public. And waiters might become expendable. So especially if you're older, I know I keep telling the kids that too, but if you're older, you have to start looking for new skills. That's all there is to it. Unless you're going to end up working at McDonald's or Burger King or something, or Whataburger, y'all need to get some skills. This is bottom line. This is the best advice that I could possibly give to you. And I think this advice is important. I am studying social media management online right now. I enjoy my classes. I didn't think I would enjoy the classes. I've learned so much about the internet and everything. I've always been a big proponent and a big fan of the internet, the good and bad of the internet. I grew up at a time when I watched the early days when it was nothing more than message boards in the early days where, dial up, AOL and CompuServe. And I think there was another one. I cannot remember the name of the other one. I know there was a third one, but it was all about AOL at the time. So, yeah, so I grew up, and I always had a computer from my first computer. I think I bought when I'd already moved out of the house. So I had a computer, I think, about when I was turned 22. And I've always from that day forward had a computer in my house. I've never in the entire time as an adult not had a computer in the house. I've always had a computer in the house. I've also had a gaming console in the house of some kind. This is probably the first time in my life that I don't have a new gaming console. I should have had a PlayStation 4 last year, but I still haven't gotten around to that. But I do have a gaming computer. So, and it's pretty badass. Alienware, it is pretty badass. I love that. It's pretty powerful. I can do a lot of shit on that computer. Oh, the shit I can do on that computer. Not porn. I don't want to get that quite straight. You don't watch porn on the computer. I'm all about not trying to get a virus. Now, I know that, the porn sites have improved over the last few years, but I'm still gun shy. I don't use my computer for that. That's what your phone is for. But for those of you who have, don't worry, my phone is sanitized, especially thanks to this. So my phone is super sanitized. So little alcohol solution in water, clean the case. Make sure you clean your case and the topic. I don't think I know that we keep talking about washing your hands, and you, by the way, you still need to do that. Still need to wash your hands. Wash those hands for 30 seconds. Wash your hands for 30 seconds or 20, but 30 seconds. You need to still do that, by the way. You still need to wash your hands. So, but also take care of your phone too. Y'all don't forget. Don't forget to take care. It doesn't do you any good to wash your hands after you've been sitting on the toilet while you've been playing on your phone, or God knows. Now, please don't tell me you were talking to somebody on FaceTime or anybody on the phone while you were sitting on the toilet. Anyway, don't forget to sanitize your phone. I mean, that thing is in your hand more than, well, if you're a man, more than, well, one part of you. But that thing is in your hand more than you are. So make sure you sanitize and clean that phone as well. So you do you. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here because I have actually been talking longer. Now, the show, I'm only 26 minutes into the show. So we're going to take a break here in a few minutes. But I've actually been talking for quite some time because, I'm setting up the Growler thing. I'm setting up the computer, and I kind of want to see some of the comments as well so that I can say hello to people if people are commenting or what have you. I'm going to try to arrange it where I can have the camera and the computer screen in front of me while I do the show so that I don't miss out on people might be saying stuff now and I don't even know what they're saying. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and that way I can take a look at what's going on the computer. So if you just see this empty wall here, if you're coming on and you're like, why is the wall empty? First of all, it's just me. I'm my own camera crew. I'm my own sound crew. I'm my own computer crew. I mean, there ain't nobody here in the house. I don't have anybody sitting at the computer or holding it. Well, I have a tripod for the camera, which, by the way, I don't even know what I look like. I hope when it's done, I look good, y'all. I just really hope that I look good. Somebody favorited me. Hello. Who is this? Gil. Hello, Gil. Thank you for favoriting me. I don't know if you can hear me. I hope these people can hear me. So we're going to be right back. We're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk gay movies and gay entertainment because I have a few things to say. Why do I keep singing? But I have a few things to say about that. So we're going to take a break and we will be right back because I'm going to check out the comments and everything else. So we're going to be right back. And I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Welcome to that Little Gay Talk Show. If you are joining in for the first time on Growler, welcome. I'm Joel Tatum from Houston, Texas. Send that. Woo. Sorry, I had some iced tea. We are in Texas, so it's all about the iced tea. My mouth was getting dry, y'all. My mouth was getting dry. So I'm sending out some shout outs from Facebook. We're going to say hello to Mr. John Floyd. Y'all need to get to know Mr. John Floyd because I will be producing a show for him called the HTX Chronicles with John Floyd, of course. So y'all need to get to know him, get to know his posts and all that. You can find him on Facebook. We're going to be setting up his show and setting up his show's webpage and all that other stuff. So y'all need to get to know him. He's going to talk politics. He's going to talk current events. He's going to talk because the man is a talker. That's for sure. He's going to have guests on. It's going to be wild and fun. And I'm going to be producing that show. And occasionally I'll be sitting in on the show occasionally. I'm going to be spending a lot of time trying to do social media stuff for both of our shows. So I'm going to also still be doing that little gay talk show, but I'm probably going to try to see if I can get another host, another assistant host, working on trying to get my old host back, to see if he would like to come back on, or I might produce his show if he wants to do a separate show. So I'm going to be producing some other shows as well. So y'all need to look for John Floyd here shortly. I think we're going to work on a couple of practice shows next week and see where we're at right there. We need to get his logo together. We need to get his social media stuff together. So we have a lot of work to do. I'm going to have a lot of work to do when it comes to that. So y'all need to look forward to that. Also, I'm going to have a new sponsor for this show. If you've seen his videos, they are kind of wacky and kind of informative. We're still in the talking stages, so I'm not going to tell you who it is just yet until we work out a few details. He still has to get his online store open and everything else. So I'll have a new sponsor for the show as well. So it's like I said, it's going to get exciting, y'all. It's going to get exciting. The future is bright. The future is bright, at least for this show and for the other shows that I'll be working on. So the future's bright, y'all. Let's get into. I want to send out a shout out to my brother Carl Tatum too, who I think is listening. He did say that he could hear us. I don't think that he realized that I was talking about Growler. I wasn't talking about Facebook Live. Facebook Live is fine. It's Growler that I was having some issues with, so I didn't know if they could hear me. So I've got David on Growler. Mr. Deep Throat just joined. I've got Bear Daddy. I've got I'm sorry. Let me make sure I see that. Tony just joined the stream as well. So hello to all of you people in Growler. I'm simulcasting live on Facebook Live as well. So this is the first time that I'm doing both. So we're still trying to work out the kinks here. I'm having a good time doing it. So if anybody on Growler wants to send a shout out or say hello or what have you, please feel free to, so that I, one, can know that you can hear me. And two, I see a few of you have already favorited me. So I'm guessing that you are not having problems with that. So whatever problems I was having with earlier, I think I might have fixed. So anywho, like I said, get to know John Floyd because, like I said, I'm going to be doing some work with him, and it's going to be an exciting time for the show, and I can't wait. And my sponsor's kind of a celebrity. He's been producing some really hilarious videos on Facebook Watch. I don't really want to say his name yet because, like I said, we're still working out a few little minor details. They're minor. Like I said, I'm just waiting for him to get his online store open, and then we're gonna talk back and forth. So it'll be a fun, interesting time, and that will be that. And don't forget, you can listen to the show on any of the podcast networks, or you can visit the show's webpage, thatlittlegaytalks.com. And you can post suggestions for the show. You can say hello. You can say, hey, I have an interesting idea for an episode. And then I'll say, hey, what's that idea? And you'll say, hey, here's the idea. And I'll say, hey, do you want to come on the show and talk about that? And that'll be that. So it will be fun. I'm going to take the show in a new direction because I want to make sure that I try to include everybody under the rainbow. As much as this show is dedicated towards gay men, I've always thought that having a show towards gay men meant being fun and a little bit more educational when it comes to other members under the rainbow, because I think gay men, we think we're the center of the universe, and we usually are. We usually are, and that's not a bad thing, but sometimes it could be sometimes we can be a bit narcissistic. We can be a little bit as a group whole. We can be a little bit into ourselves, so to speak. But I love doing the show, and I love the idea that with the show, we're going to fly off into some new directions and have different types of people on the show. And I want to explore all that is gay. I want to explore it all the things that my little foolishness my little, I don't even know what to call y'all. I think I'm going to come up with a name for that. I have no idea. If y'all throw us out suggestions, I'd like to have my little beehive or my little, my little monsters or something like that. So that'll be cute. I can't just walk around going my little gays, although that might be cute. Hashtag little gays. That might be cute. My little gays. So I definitely want to make sure that we know that we are a well-rounded show, that we have more to talk about than just being fabulous all the time. Because sometimes you're not fabulous. We can't be fabulous all the time. It's work. Oh, Lord, it's so much work. Mentally and physically, it is so much work trying to be fabulous all the time. So, yeah. So we're gonna as soon as this coronavirus shit is under control, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be over. I think Corona's gonna be with us forever. I think this is not the first time that we're gonna be dealing with quarantines. I think that we human beings have gotten to the point where we have. I don't want to sound like this, but I guess I'm going to sound like this. Where we have done ill and wrong to this planet on so many different levels. And I don't think that this is the last of the quarantines that's going to be happening. Some new disease is going to come rolling around from somewhere. And of course, we're going to blame that country for it and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I think that's, yeah. And the way that these diseases mutate and everything else, we're having to deal with super gonorrhea and super herpes and all these other stuff. All these diseases keep changing and mutating and merging and all this other stuff. So I don't think we've seen the last of quarantines. And we have done ill will to this planet. We have done ill will, and we are paying for it on a small level. We are paying for it. Whether you believe in whatever it is you believe in, and I have no problem with your beliefs, I do think that we have done a little bit too much. We have pulled out too much from this planet, and this planet is saying, no, I'm done with y'all. And like I said, I don't mean no ill will towards anybody. I don't mean no ill will towards whatever your religious preferences are. I don't mean no ill will to any of that stuff. But I think that we are in an age where we are going to probably see more pandemics. We are going to see more quarantines. And I think that unless we do something to change, we are in the 21st century living like we're in the 20th century. We can't do that anymore. And if this virus has not shown us why we can't live like we did in the 20th century, I don't know what else can. I honestly do not know what else can. Like I said, I don't like to get too serious on the show. I wanted this show to originally be more comedy than anything else. But, as much as a gay man loves a laugh, a gay man loves tragedy too. So there have been some tragic moments for this show. Let me tell you. Oh, if I could just gossip about some of the tragic moments, you would not believe, but I can't do that. People would get hurt and all that other stuff. So we're not doing that. But, but like I said, it's just like the show, the show is evolving, life is evolving, and just like I said, just stay focused, stay on you, and like I said earlier, y'all need to get out there and learn some new skills. Get out there and get yourselves together. Y'all need to. I am seeing less people smoking than I did before, and that's good because I want to see more people quitting smoking. I quit smoking 5 months ago, and I'm glad that I did. I am so glad that I did. Although I have been watching a lot of movies, a lot of shows with cigarette smoking to the point where it's like, God damn it, I want a cigarette. I mean, I don't really crave cigarettes that much, but when I see it on I understand why people are like, well, we don't want cigarettes to be shown on TV and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I'm always about, hey, people should be free to do whatever they want and blah, 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 blah. But I will admit, nothing is more irritating than watching something on TV and somebody lights up a cigarette and then suddenly you want a cigarette and then you're pissed off about the fact that someone lit up a cigarette. The beautiful thing is, here's the thing, and I've discovered this. I crave cigarettes when I'm watching it on TV. I don't crave cigarettes when I actually see a cigarette, when someone is actually smoking a cigarette. So I just want to know, I know the difference, I think, because when someone is actually standing there, when I'm standing next to someone who is smoking a cigarette, I cannot stand the smell. I cannot stand the smell at all. And I try not to say anything simply because I'm an ex-smoker. And there's nothing irritating than lighting up a cigarette and somebody got, oh, you need to take that cigarette somewhere else. I'm allergic to cigarettes and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, bitch, you ain't allergic to cigarettes. You just don't just say you don't like the smell of cigarettes. Don't sit up there and talk about you allergic to, everybody's suddenly allergic to something. But now that I have no longer smoked, and my best friend has asthma, and I have smoked in front of him for years, and he rarely complains. And I have told him many a time, if you don't want me smoking, just tell me not to smoke. And he always went, you know what, Joel, it's fine. I can handle it, blah, 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 blah. But, when his asthma would get really bad, I would feel bad and then light up another cigarette right afterward, but I'd still feel bad. So now I get it. I completely get it. When you're on the other side of it, you get it. So it's, I don't have asthma. I did have some issues, and y'all saw that on previous pages before. I did have some issues with the lungs, and I've talked about this so many times it's ridiculous. So the thought of lighting up a cigarette now just seems, I don't want to ever, ever, ever do that again. And I don't understand. And to be quite honest, one of the main reasons I don't ever want to do it again, I don't want to go through the withdrawals again. The withdrawals were terrible. I was sick for 2 weeks. I was just, I felt awful for 2 weeks. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to pick up a cigarette at all and go through that again because the withdrawals are terrible. So good for you, for those people who have quit for years and occasionally will go, you know what, I'm gonna have a cigarette. I just feel like the need to have a cigarette. But you've been smoke free for years. I can't do that. Because I know that if I pick up a cigarette once, I'm not gonna quit. And I've told people that before, that if I ever pick up a cigarette again, I'm too old to quit. I'm not quitting anymore. I'm done. So that's that. But I have no need to pick up one. So we're not even worried about that. So we're going to move on. I can start talking about stuff. I didn't think I was, I always get super nervous every time I do a show, and I always delay it because I try to have this script in my head. And even times I've written down a script and I've tried to go by a script and what have you, and it never works out. I don't know why it never works out, but it never works out. I have these skits that I keep wanting to do and all this other stuff. But, when I start to do them, and then the nerves kick in, and, that's, I'm beginning to think, that's the beauty of when you start something new. The nerves kick in, and you have to force yourself to do the new thing that you're doing. You literally have to force yourself. You are so scared. Your knees start shaking, and you feel like you can't do it. And then sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I'm just going to skip it this time around. And you have to fight your way because you're fighting against your brain. Your brain is saying, no, I don't want to do that. No, it just makes us feel weird and creepy, or not creepy. Oh my God. It just makes us feel weird inside, and I don't like it. And then when you get into it, then your brain's like, you know what? This ain't too bad. I actually kind of like this. This is not too bad. I know that I can be funny outside of the show, but I seem to be pretty serious when I do the show. So I do have my funny moments. I'm sure. I think. Maybe. Do I? I don't know. But I'm starting to sound like, one of those self-help gurus or something like that. which in this day and age, everybody could use a little bit. Everybody could use a little bit of comfort. Everybody can use a big old hug and a little bit of comfort, and to know that they, people just want to feel human. And like I said, I'm not really mad at people for wanting to get out, wanting to have human contact. Human beings are social animals. It is what it is. And I realize that people are probably taking risks that they shouldn't be taking. And I want to have a little bit more empathy when it comes to that, because I do understand, what it's like to just want some basic human contact. And so I'm not going to get super upset at people wanting to get out and do stuff, wanting to go out in crowds or what have you. I'm not going to get super mad about that. I just will remind you that when you do that, you put yourself and your health at risk. You put your health at risk, and you put the health of the people that you love at risk. So just know that if you're not wearing your mask, if you're not social distancing at the proper 6 feet, if you're not washing your hands, you're going to get sick. That's all there is to it. So the consequences of that. So I don't think I really should have to explain it to you. And I think as adults, you have the right to do what you want to do. Unfortunately, you do. But for the rest of us who are going to distance ourselves a little bit, and by the way, I have been guilty of it myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about it either. I have been guilty of it myself. Wanting to just be around people for a bit. I'm an extrovert who's kind of an introvert. I think it's called an omnivert, and sometimes I need to feel people, because when I'm around people, I get ideas and I get fresh perspectives and that kind of thing. So when I'm not around people for a long time, it kind of it's kind of weird. So, I feel my freshest, my funniest, and everything else when I'm around people. So, yes, I have been guilty of it myself. I have made sure that I have my mask with me. I have made sure that I've tried to keep at the safe distance that I can. But like I said, you never know in life. So even the most careful people, shit happens. So like I said, just take care of yourselves. That's all I'm asking. Just take care of yourselves. I'm not going to chastise you for going out, wanting to be out to have dinner. I'm not going to chastise you for wanting to go to the park. I'm not going to chastise you for wanting to go to the beach or what have you. You want to feel some sense of normalcy, and I get it. I completely get it. But realize that comes at a cost. So we're not going to, like I said, I'm not going to flow too much into that. I want to really talk about what I have been doing, and I have been watching a lot of gay themed movies and documentaries. And I have to say that the documentaries are amazing. I watched Circus of Books, which is so good. It's so good. I watched the other documentary with the lesbian couple, which was amazing. From the 1940s on, to live together, love together, oh my God, it made me cry. I cannot convey the struggles that gay people went through during those times to try to live in a society that completely Y'all, we don't understand their struggle, because their struggle was real. Their struggle was Earl. Okay. It was real. Okay. You literally had an entire society where you did not exist as far as most people were concerned. So to try to live in a society and work in a society and love in that society makes me so happy that I live in a more open society now, that, that we've come so far. If you think you're oppressed now, imagine being gay in the 20s, 30s, 40s. My God, no, you don't. We do not understand oppression. Gay people do not understand. Gay people who are coming up now do not understand oppression. Trust me, they do not. And that's thanks to the pioneers that were out there trying to live their lives. Even if they weren't like out on the front lines, they were out there trying to live their lives the best that they could. And that made them heroes to me. That really does make them heroes. I will tell you this, gay movies, gay movies. I don't know what to say about gay movies, with the exception of Moonlight and Brokeback Mountain, which are movies that I've taken friends to, and friends have responded with, I don't get that. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? I don't get it. But they will watch the most horrible gay movies ever. And the explanation, and I understood the explanation at the time, at the time I did understand the explanation was, you don't want to watch sad. You want to watch happy. And I get it on a certain level. But our lives are not happy all the time. And you need to see different perspectives. And to be quite honest, when you see the same film and when you see the same, what's it called? Cliche. I don't think cliche is the word I'm looking for, but when you see the same cliches in 900 different movies, and we all know what the cliche is: hot, super trim, white guy fall in love with hot, super trim white guy, and whatever situation that they're in, they're almost about to turn 30. They still haven't found love yet. Blah, 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 blah. We have seen these movies so many times, and it's just the same. So when we see something from a different perspective, when I saw Moonlight and I saw the beauty, and oh my God, that was such a beautiful, heart-wrenching film. And then you go and watch oh my God, I don't, at least Netflix has the decency enough to try to weed out the really bad ones. I know that there's an algorithm where you can find even more gay themed movies, but you have to have a laptop, and I'm not doing all of that. So, or a desktop computer. Well, I have a desktop computer, but why would I want to watch? I don't watch Netflix on my computer. I watch Netflix on my TV. That's what my TV is for. So, trying to find the algorithm for LGBTQ movies. I'm sorry about IAs. I know. Queer. Let's just say queer, so I can make sure I include everybody. When it comes to trying to find queer movies, I think Netflix is a little better at weeding out. I mean, I have seen some terrible. Why are we still in this day? Oh my God, it's 2020. The last movie I watched on Netflix, I mean, not on Netflix, on Amazon Prime, was, forget the name of the movie. And here's why I forgot the name of the movie, because I don't really want to talk about them. I cannot believe I watched the entire movie. I cannot believe I watched it, but I had to, because and it's on Amazon Prime, and you'll probably know what I'm talking about. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's the story of 3 strippers who go on a crime spree, end up at a frat house, and there's a lot of full frontal nudity, which I did not mind. By the way, I did not mind the full frontal nudity at all. Did not mind that. Not in the least. Wish it was on. Here's the woke culture part about to come out. I don't want to say anything bad when it comes to gay male bodies. I think every gay man, whatever body you're in, you should love the body that you're in. No matter what body that you're in, you should love the body that you're in. And I say that with all the love in my heart. But here we have 3 strippers and we have twinks. And the only time we had anything in between, we had a bear, a silver daddy, and probably an otter. I can't, this is funny how we give ourselves labels in the animal kingdom. I never understood where any of this. Oh my God. I never understood where any of this stuff came from. But yeah, I'm literally, and it is the most ridiculous movie. You know what? I want to look it up, but like I said, I'm live streaming as well on, oh my God, I'm live streaming on Growler, and I'm glad I'm live streaming on, don't watch any gay movies on Amazon Prime. They're all terrible, except for Moonlight and Brokeback Mountain and maybe Trick. Oh my God, that movie is incredible. If you want to watch a movie, watch Trick. Miss Coco Peru. I'm sorry. I said Perez. I'm sorry, Miss Coco. Miss Coco Peru. Oscar winning performance. Oscar winning. My God. And someone told me that they were trying to make a remake. Don't y'all dare do that. No one wants a remake of Trick. Do not do that. If you've already done it, I'm not watching it. It'll be terrible. I'm not watching it. That was a beautiful, heartfelt comedy that I loved. Do not remake that movie. Trick. If you have not, younger people, if y'all have not seen this movie, go see. You need to find this movie somewhere. It's streaming somewhere. Find this movie. It is a fantastic movie. It is funny. It's heartwarming. It's a little bit cliched, a little bit, but it's different, and it's just funny. I mean, there are some great movies like from the 80s and 90s. If you really want to watch some, if you really want to watch some movies from that time period, you should really look for these movies. I think you can find them on. I think you can find them on Amazon Prime or Netflix. There's some really great movies all about Steve, Boys in the Band. Now I know I'm the older queen, and I want y'all to watch something more modern. I really do. Y'all just need to make something that I would actually want to watch, or that you would actually want to watch, because, like I said, some of the movies that have come out have just been nothing more than spank bank movies. I call them spank bank movies because they have no plot, they have no story, but they have nudity, and they're not super porny-y, but they're not. Well, you're never going to remember it anyway. They're spank bank movies. So, yeah, kind of like in the early cable days when they used to have the prison film movies for the heterosexual men, the ladies' prison movies. Now, those were wild because I did watch those, and those were wild. There was so much stuff going on in ladies' prisons. I'm like, wow, the ladies sure have a lot of fun in this. Prison seems fun. Prison wasn't fun, by the way. I've never been to prison. I'm just saying, prison is not fun. And I want to make sure that is said. But on Cinemax and Showtime after 11 o'clock, because I was supposed to be in bed, but yeah, if you wanted to know how women survived in prison, yeah, 11 o'clock at night. Cinemax and Showtime. That's what they used to be about. Sure did. And I always wondered why they didn't have the men's version. That's what really got me. Where is the men's version? When I was a kid, So watching the ladies version, you always hope that there was a men's version. Now Oz didn't come out until I was already 25, 30 by the time Oz came out. So it was a little too late, but I was hoping for some more men's prison stuff and, but I wanted it to be sensual. I didn't want it to be women's prison stuff was sensual. I didn't want men's prison stuff to be rapey, even though the reality is, we know what the reality is. But, it's theater. It's film. You want it to be sensual and kind. Even though reality says that, no, that's not what it is. But yeah, so that went on a weird track. Wow, that went, I go on weird tangents. Really, really go on weird tangents. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, and I watched Will and Grace. This is how bored I have become with quarantine sometimes. I watched Will and Grace, not the newer shows, but I watched the old episodes from the 90s. And I realized something, we were kind of mean back then. I mean, we were Will was terrible. He was a terrible, terrible guy. Jack wasn't any better. But Jack at least was funny, but Will was just terrible. Oh my God. That one episode with the super short guy. Now, let me tell you something. Short men I will say I love Jack's thing about short, compact gay. I love myself a compact gay. I do. Nothing wrong with a short man. I'm telling you, short men can be fun as long as they don't have a Napoleon complex. Which, by the way, Napoleon was normal height. He was not super short. He was 5'7". I don't understand why everybody said he was so short. He was 5'7", and at that time that was considered tall. So yeah, I don't know where that myth came from. But anyway, y'all, that is just iced tea. There's absolutely no alcohol in that. So that's just regular iced tea. Now, if I had alcohol, y'all would see the bottle. Because, I'm a lover of the E&J brandy. Love my E&J brandy. Yes, sir. With a little, my dad, I think I got it from my dad. I really do. I think I got it from my dad. He used to drink E&J brandy with coffee, 12 o'clock noon, while watching All My Children with my stepmother, when they had a furniture business. My dad had a furniture business for many years. He had a little shop. And when it was slow in the afternoons, he had a little E&J brandy with some coffee, and they would sit there and watch, and they would watch and my dad was super into All My Children. It was all about All My Children. Oh my God. And I remember one summer afternoon, working in the shop, he had left, and I was wondering why everybody was where everybody was, because I was left alone with the shop, and there was All My Children on the television, and I'm like, let me see what this is all about. And I got hooked. The storylines were ridiculous. Oh my God. Erica Kane went through so much. I felt for her. I really did. She went through so much, but she was a bitch. Oh, Erica Kane was a bitch. Good Lord. Oh, but that woman did not deserve some of the things that happened to her. Oh, and Adam just did her so wrong so many times. Oh my God, just so wrong. But Erica Kane, I can still remember some of the characters on there. And, Susan Lucci, poor thing, nominated so many times, went, invited to the prom, but was never allowed to come in. You know what I'm saying? And finally was allowed to come in after her 99th nomination. Good Lord. I'm like, why did this woman never, she went through some story arcs. Kidnapped. Let's see. She was kidnapped. She was killed 5 times. Kidnapped 8. She had many diseases, so many diseases that she suddenly got over. She had several children. What else? Let's see. I think there were some evil twins involved. I don't think she had a twin. I don't think Erica Kane had a twin that I know of. There might have been a sister or something, an evil sister or an evil brother or something. I think there was somebody black in her family. And, oh my God, the woman went through so much. I don't understand how this woman was alive half the time. So, yes, I remember. So, E&J Brandy has been my drink of choice lately. And, the funny thing is, I didn't start drinking E&J Brandy until I turned 50. And I don't know if that's a genetic thing in my family, because I don't like beer anymore. And occasionally I'll have vodka, but I only have vodka if I'm like hanging out with my friends. I don't really have vodka like any other time. And if I'm out, I'll have bourbon on the rocks. But when I'm at home, it's all about my E&J Brandy with a little. I like it with a little bit of iced tea, or I like it with. I haven't really had it with coffee yet. I went to Atlanta and I hadn't drank coffee in 25 years. Had not touched coffee in 25 years. Went to Atlanta and just went coffee crazy. I have no idea what happened. I just went coffee. What happened is I discovered almond milk and coffee, and I was happy. Almond milk and coffee. I was so happy. I was drinking coffee every day, and slept like a baby. I don't know why I'm not drinking coffee now, but I think why I'm not drinking coffee now is because I'd be bouncing off the walls right now. And God knows I would get into all kinds of foolishness. Hashtag foolish. Hashtag fool. Remember that. Hashtag foolish and hashtag. Yep. So I would get involved in all kinds of stuff. So yeah. So E&J Brandy didn't start happening until I turned 50. That is weird. Wow. You know what? Like I said, I never even thought about that. I didn't start drinking E&J Brandy until I was 50. And like I said, and the little man oh my God, I think I might be developing a problem here, because the little man at the liquor store, every time I walk in, is right there on the counter. And I always buy a pint. I never buy more than now occasionally I might buy a big bottle, but if I buy a big bottle, it's because it's the weekend and I know I'm not going to buy any more. So I make it last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm working out a little bit. So, doing the push-ups and the sit-ups and all of the basic stuff. So, I'm trying to, slim it down a little. I have lost some weight, y'all. I will tell you that. I think I've lost about 10 pounds. I can tell. I got a little bit more muscle, a little bit more. My breasts went from here to here. So, so I got some little, they're up there. Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah. Because they were like, or yeah. The belly has gone down. I still got the poochies on the side. I think I'm more dad bod than I used to. I like to think that I have a Robert Mitchum body. If you've seen a picture of Robert Mitchum without a shirt, it's full of hair. There's a small chest, a lot of core. Nothing is it's in shape, but it's not in shape. So, yeah, kind of like a Robert Mitchum body. You need to see that. If you've ever seen a picture of Robert Mitchum without a shirt, I think that's the type of body that I have right now. I can see my man goods when I take a shower, which is, that's a happy day for a man when you can see your own goods. When your belly has been so big that, you didn't even, sometimes you forget it's there. Except when you really need it. It's like, it's something it's like having something in your pocket that you don't really need right now, but every now and then when you need it, you pull it out, kind of thing. Yeah. So, and, so it's, and, cooking, I gotta show y'all this. I have to show you. Now, you're not going to see it on the podcast, but I'll tell you about it. But I'm going to run into the kitchen. This is, I know it was okay. Okay. So we're talking, a little bit of hypocrisy. I'm trying to be honest about the fact that I've made mistakes, which is why I'm not trying to jump on people for making whatever mistakes that they're making, because, everybody makes mistakes. So I'm trying hard not to jump on people too much about it, because, I am on the internet and people will point this stuff out to you later. So if you don't admit it now, it's going to come back and bite you. So I want to show y'all what I bought. I'll be right back. I got to show y'all what I bought. It's one of my favorite purchases. And I have wanted one since, when I was a kid. Let me give you a setup here. When I was a kid and we were the traditional, we were poor, but we weren't middle class poor. I think is probably the proper term. I think I'm going to go with, we're lower class, middle class, poor kind of thing. I mean, we weren't like, we weren't like starving or anything. We had a roof over our head and everything, but, we weren't like, rich. So when I was younger, I would get the little Home and Gardening and Good Housekeeping and all those magazines. And I would think about the dream house that I would want, and my dream kitchen. I know it's ridiculous. I know I sound so gay right now. When my brothers were reading Sports Illustrated and everything else, and don't get me wrong, I read Sports Illustrated too, but my reasons were different from theirs. But I would pick up Good Housekeeping and all this, and I'd see these, and it was all about the kitchen. I didn't care about any other room in the house but the kitchen. It was always about the kitchen. So my dream kitchen had all these appliances and all this other stuff. And I said, one day I am going to own this. And amazingly enough, I found I'm not going to say a knockoff version. I'm going to say a smaller, hey, it's only the two of us, or it's only me living in this house version of it. But oh my God, it just makes me, every time I look at it, I just go, I just giggle like a schoolgirl. So let me just, I'm going to run in the kitchen and get it. I'll be right back, and y'all be able to see it. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. For those of you listening to the podcast, I'll tell you about it when I bring it in. Okay, so I think you can see it. Okay, so I think you can see it. This camera is wide enough, so y'all should be able to see this. I have wanted one of these little babies since I don't know how long. Now I'm going to show for those of you who are watching on Growler. Okay, you recognize it already. I mean, it's not that hard to recognize. It's red. It's not that hard to everybody. I saw this on wish.com. It was $40. It's the smaller version of the KitchenAid. So, it's a 3-quart bowl. I've got the whisk, and I've got the dough things. It's simple. I made sure that it was simple. I didn't want to get anything, because it's just me. Why would I get a $350 mixer? No, it's just me. I'm not fixing to go. I'm not making bread. But you know what? Occasionally I might want to make some biscuits or a pie crust or something. The holidays will be coming up soon. I might want to do a little bit of bacon. I don't see anything wrong with it. So I went out and bought this, and it was $40 on Wish. And I said, you really shouldn't be spending money like this extravagantly. Another hint, by the way, also for those of you who are, save your money, because I made all my purchases. Okay, I got everything. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I made all my purchases, so I got all the things that I needed, so I'm good. So save your money. Please put your money in savings. Do not go out buying extravagant things. Now, like I said, this was only $40. I couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist. I'm like, I will never have another chance to get this. So I went out and bought this, and I got it on Wish. And you know, Wish, if you've ever bought anything on Wish, you know it can take months before you get anything. That's probably one of the good things that I like about Wish is that you can order something and completely forget about it, and then you think you're getting a gift when it does come. It's like, oh my God, I got a little gift, even though you paid for it and you forgot you paid for it 6 months ago. So this came pretty quickly, and I made a cake. I couldn't resist. I mean, the first day I had it, I went out to the grocery store and I bought cake mix. Now I don't have cake pans. That will be my next purchase when this whole quarantine. I have become quite the little cook, So, YouTube, you literally can find anything that you want to learn how to do. YouTube, baby. Let me tell y'all something, especially for some of you older queens out there. If you want to learn how to do something, you want to learn how to make something, you want to learn how to do, if you got hobbies or anything, go to YouTube, baby. There's a course. There's somebody to teach you how to do it. Even if you don't want to learn how to turn your TV on, girl, there are courses on YouTube. There are videos on YouTube that will teach you how to turn your TV on, bitch. I mean, you want to learn how to do something, you go on YouTube. I have never used anything other than YouTube for learning stuff. So you older people, you seniors, y'all want to learn how to do stuff, go to YouTube and just type in how do I or how to, and I can guarantee you there's a video for it. I bought those little silicone wraps for the top. Did not come with instructions. What is it with people? Now, I know that, it's just a silicone wrap that goes on top. So I don't think you need basic. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. But, you kind of want to figure how much can you stretch it? What bowls can you use it on? Can you use it on rectangles? Blah, 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 blah. So, of course, how to use silicone covers popped right up on YouTube. Amazing. Just completely amazing. You literally can learn how to do anything you want to on YouTube. Okay. Wait to see the knife set I got. Oh, see, never mind. Save your money. I will admit that I did get a few little things. I paid off some bills, got my rent caught up, got all my bills caught up, put some money in the bank, put groceries in the house. It's me. I'm not, before all of this happened, I was eating out of white boxes, and that's the honest to God truth. And I think that's where all the weight came from too, because I was eating out of white boxes all the time. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, white boxes. So my refrigerator had mayonnaise, maybe some iced tea, and mustard. That's it. During quarantine, my refrigerator's full all the time because I need to make sure that I have food, and I need to make sure that I know how to, like I said, I learned how to cook fried chicken from YouTube. Those videos are funny. Some of these ladies are hilarious. Some of these, and I don't mean no harm, but some of the black women on there with their own, some of these ladies are hilarious. And there's one, I think it's Aunt Fee. That bitch curses up a storm. I mean, she can make a meal, but that motherfucker comes out of her mouth every 30 seconds. I swear to God. I was looking for a recipe for, I think, what was that? Some kind of baked chicken recipe that I'd seen, and I accidentally got on her video, and I never laughed so hard in all my, that bitch, motherfucker this, motherfucker, let me tell you, blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker put this, I'm like, well, this woman is and the people who are filming, I think this is like her family members or something, filming the video or saying, you need to stop cursing so much. You curse way too much. When other people are telling you, you curse too much, and she's like, motherfucker, I don't curse that much. Bitch, please. And I'm like, this woman told you not to curse so much, and you literally just cursed her out by saying that you don't curse them. So this is my little, yeah. It just, I know it's silly. I know it's so silly. In this time and age right now, I know that it's so silly, but when it got here, when I put it on my counter, it just gave, all I could think about is those little Good Housekeeping books that I used to read when I was a kid. And it just gave me a sense of comfort. I know it's ridiculous. It's just a little thing. And like I said, it was cheap. It was $40 and it works just fine. It's not a KitchenAid. It's a KitchenAid looking device, but it's not a KitchenAid. But for one person or two, this is fine. I don't, I really, I've seen the KitchenAid stuff with all the attachments and, you got 15 different things to put here and a blender and you got a meat grinder. And I kept thinking to myself, now where in the world, it's just me. Why in the world would I even have, where in my little kitchen, where would I even put all that stuff? I have 2 drawers. I have one for junk and I have one for silverware. 2 drawers, 99 cabinets, but I have 2 drawers. So I wouldn't even know where to put half of this shit. So no, So this works out fine. I'm gonna put it back in the kitchen, y'all. But like I said, it has brought me a little bit of comfort in hard times. And like I said, I made a little cute cake. I bought one of those little Duncan Hines cakes with the little pan because I don't have the cake pans yet. I'll worry about that when the holidays roll around. But I bought one of those little cake pans, and let me throw out a reminder for those of you who are watching on Growler. This is That Little Gay Talk Show. Welcome, thank you for coming in. But so I bought the cake with the little cake pan inside and mixed it all up in the little thing and and by the way, neat little trick. You know how the cake says add oil? Bitch, if you want a moist ass cake, bitch, if you want your cake moist, substitute real butter for oil. Now, mine called for, I think 2 tablespoons of oil. So I did, 3.5 tablespoons of butter. The moistest cake you'll ever have. And that cake was able to sit out on the counter for a couple of days and it was still fucking moist. It was moist. It was the most moistest. I hate saying the word moist. It was the moistest cake I ever had. Oh my God. It was delicious. It was so good with a little chocolate. And I made a yellow cake with a little chocolate frosting. Bitch, that cake was good. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, oh my God. Now I didn't eat the whole thing in one night. Cause like I said, and I'm not eating sweets a lot. Amazingly enough, I've been eating a lot of sweets. So it's my first foray into sweets in a while. I would keep a little bit of chocolate bars in the cooler, but chocolate every now and then is all right. But I was craving cake one night and I didn't want donuts. I'm crazy for donuts. Love the donuts. But I bought a little Dolly Madison Hostess donuts from the convenience store, but they always taste like they went bad every time. And it's this one little store I go to. I honestly don't think that they restock anything because those donuts tasted so old. I feel like those donuts were in there since 1993. That's how old these donuts taste. So I stopped. That's when I decided that I was going to make a cake. As soon as I went to the store and made this cake. So I'm gonna put this back, y'all, because I don't want to break it sitting on the edge of the table. Oh, another little thing, it has little suction cups on the bottom, so when you put it down, look at that. Pop goes the weasel right there. Look at that. That's just amazing. Hold on one second. Let me put it back. Oh, okay, so we're back. So yeah, so there's that. So I want to. Oh, Lord, all that going off in my ear. So I want to thank y'all. We're almost at the end we're pretty much at the end of the episode. If you want to, hey there, who is this? Hey, you looking good yourself? How you doing? Saying hello to somebody on the Growler app, which I will be doing now for every week for the show. I just want to say thanks to everybody on Facebook Live for watching. And if you want to catch the show will be on. Let's see, what time is it now? 6:11. The show will be on, about 7:30 on any of the podcast networks. So, I don't have to go through all of that with y'all. Literally any of the podcast networks. Also, my webpage, you can also catch episodes on my webpage, thatlittlegaytalks.com. And so we're going to get out of here. I got some dinner to make. I got some TV to watch. And I need to do some laundry. Amazingly enough, I will say this about laundry, as a single person. I have 2 loads of laundry, and it's mostly towels and, of course, underwear. Those are my loads of laundry. Maybe with a couple of T-shirts here and there and some shorts. Like I said, I've been getting outside, trying to move about outside, little walking, doing a little workouts in the park and everything, so I get sweaty. So that's that. And, the funny thing is that when you've been in quarantine for a while, you can literally wear the same pair of shorts 9 days in a row. Nobody will notice. Nobody will notice at all. 9 days in a row. I woke up and put on the same pair of shorts every day for 9 days until I went, you know what? These shorts, they can walk by themselves. Because you sometimes, I don't mean no harm, and I don't want to come off sounding gross. I'm not gross. I wash my hands, but sometimes I forget to wash my ass. And when I mean wash my ass, I mean just take a shower. I mean, that's the old way. That's the old school way of saying taking a shower. Did you wash your ass? No, I would, skip showers. I have skipped brushing my teeth. I mean, these little things that you skip because who you going to see? Really? I mean, you ain't going out. You ain't going to work. Who are you supposed to be seeing? So, make sure I had to get back into the habit of doing that because you don't want to break that habit. Make sure you do your proper hygiene. Make sure you take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Brush your teeth. Comb your hair every now and then. Trim up that beard. Do whatever it is that you need to do to keep. Because like I said, there were days when I wouldn't shower for 3, 4, 5 days and wake up and go, God damn it, you stink. Have woken myself up with my own stink. So yeah, make sure you take care of yourself. Please. It's important that you take care of yourself. Take care of your home. And because when you take care of yourself and take care of your home, you're taking care of you. Make sure you take care of you. That's so important that you take care of you. Even if you're in a house with 5 kids, everybody's running around driving you crazy. Your husband or your wife or whatever, your significant other is driving you up the wall. Take some time, find a shed, find the roof, find a tree, some place where you can get away and just, have some quiet time, read a book, listen to some meditative music, some ASMR on YouTube if you need to. If you just want to watch some, like I said, I like to watch videos on Facebook. You know how when you go through your Facebook page and then a little video plays and then you click on it and there's 99 videos right after that. I like to do that. And I found some really funny videos from that. So yeah, do that. Find a little happy place for yourself. Because I know that things can get bad. Things can get lonely. But please take care of yourself. If you need to reach out, please make sure you call someone. Reach out to someone. A friend, family member. Mother's Day is coming up. Don't forget your moms because Mother's Day is coming up. And I like to say that, since I got back in touch with my mother in Atlanta, I have never been happier. It has brought me the family that I want. You know, every gay man loves his mama. Every gay man loves his mama. And I was away from my mama for too long. And don't forget to think about your mamas this weekend. Mama's Day is coming up. Thinking about your mamas. And as much as I love Katie, I love Karen too. And I know that I need to reach out to Karen. Karen, you know I love you too. I know that I have not been around. And I know y'all know how weird I am. So, you know, just know that I love you. I love all the moms that my dad has you know, been involved with, I guess. So, you know, make sure, like I said, just take care of yourselves. Call someone if you need to call someone. We have Facebook, we have FaceTime, we have Portal, we have Zoom, we have Skype, you have Facebook Messenger, you have all these ways to get in contact with people if you need to. Nobody's phone should be off. If your phone is off, tell your phone company to fuck them. Nobody's phone should be off. Work out some kind of plan or what have you, but nobody's phone should be off. Please pick up the phone and call somebody. Please, you know, like I said, I am so lucky to have the people that I have. Some of us are fighting. Some of us are talking. Some of us are this and that. But you know what? That's life. Love is hard. Love is so hard. And sometimes you don't understand each other. Sometimes you get mad at each other. But, you know, the thing is that love yourself and then you can love somebody else. Love yourself. You can love somebody else. Oh, one other side note. If you do want to watch some gay movies, always go for the movies with drag queens. I swear to God, they're usually the better movies. If you want to watch a gay movie of any type, please watch any movie with drag queens, because usually they are the better movies. They are so much better than regular, stereotypical, cliched gay movies. So watch any movie with drag queens in it. Cherry Pop was offensive. It was tacky, but it was funny. And, you know, it didn't take itself seriously. It knew what kind of movie it was. Any of the Bianca Del Rio movies are horrible. They are horrible. Once again, doesn't take themselves too seriously. They're fun. Watch those movies. Tu Wong Fu, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, of course, are classics. Any movie with drag queens. Literally any movie with drag queens. You cannot go wrong. There is one with a trio of drag queens, and I'm going to look that up because I think it's important. I think it's called Girls Will Be Girls. I think that's what it's called. And it's a trio of some of the most famous drag queens out there. And and I saw this on Netflix, the most hilarious movie I've ever seen. There are so many one-liners in there that you will take to your grave, bitch. You will take to your grave. So, like I said, any movies, if you choose to watch, please don't watch the cliched ones. You can see skinny white boys with perfect abs in any movie. I mean, you can OnlyFans on Twitter. God knows you can see all of that on OnlyFans on Twitter. If you really want to see something funny and outrageous or what have you, drag movies. Drag movies are the best. I swear to God, they are the best. I don't think any gay man most gay men can agree that gay movies are horrible. Some of them are just terrible, but 99% of them are terrible. But movies with drag queens, yes, queen, always the thing. So I'm gonna take off. Y'all have a good day. I will see y'all next week, and y'all #foolishness, #bye.